There is no part of me that thinks that's funny at all. Honestly, I could see the chat going. I could see the chat going. I could see the chat going. But you guys couldn't see me? Mm. I don't know what happened. On my side, the internet went out for 9 seconds. 9 seconds the internet went out. I could see the chat rolling. I could see everything, but apparently you guys couldn't see me. Somebody just said nice shirt. I'm stressed. I'm taking the shirt off. Not both of them. Chill, ladies. That was annoying. That was annoying. I'm going to call in Xfinity out tomorrow. Grace, you chillax. I'm not chillaxing. The pink hands broke the internet. All right, nobody do the pink hands thing, as everybody just hear pink hands thing, I'm sure. Man, that was so frustrating. I'm mentioning it like I could see everything you guys were typing. And I was even sitting here like, guys, how long was I gone for? Am I gone now? Hello? Can anybody hear me? It's annoying. That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, I know you can see and hear me now. Jeez. I could have literally said anything. I could have said anything. Stormy. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. I don't drink, but I'll use it for something good, I promise. Did the aliens take my internet connection? No. Like, seriously, Xfinity's been doing this. They did some system upgrade on February 1st, and my internet was down basically all day. Got lucky. It started like 5 minutes after I posted the news that day. But since then, like every hour, it'll go down for 9 or 10 seconds. I didn't realize it was going to completely jack up the live stream here. I figured I might be frozen for a couple of moments. Scott, there's a time for that. There is a time for calm like Christ. There's a time to be like Andrew Tate. Split the Earth's core. No, Doug, I don't drink. I don't enjoy the Hobbit's leaf anymore either. After 19 years, I quit cigarettes. But only sort of. I still like a cigar every once in a while. I still like this every once in a while. I don't like this, I should say. But literally, I quit literally everything else in the span of 2 weeks with just this. Kiwi dragon fruit berry. It's delicious. Yeah, cigars are okay, Kyle. Do you know that nicotine increases your testosterone? I mean, it does other bad things for you, but Verdi, thanks for being you. No, thank you for the teal pair. I appreciate that like crazy. Mark Mitchell, thank you very much. Hoverland. I actually answered this one on the last one. The middle of the United States will sink. What states? How deep? Just take the Gulf of Mexico and throw it north. Just throw it north. How wide it's going to sink, how deep, I don't know. I'm not Jesus. I don't have a crystal ball. Judy, that's a good point. I should smile because I'm not in Ohio or far western Pennsylvania right now. The air is nice and clean up here. Random Ink, why don't you try American Spirits? For real, yo. Stormy, what's the matter? What do you mean, what am I doing? What are you doing, Stormy? Why are only Caucasian people allowed in your cult? What in the heck is wrong with you? Dan of the Wild, what in the heck is wrong with you? Somebody obviously doesn't have my book, Weatherman's Guide to the Sun, to know the only other scientist I've propped up in one of my books. Somebody's never been to an observer event. Dan of the Wild, I want to say something to you. It's not exactly appropriate. I want to know what Stormy. Stormy, I'm not going to see your stuff in here. Text me what you meant. What am I doing? Monograph just shouted you out in his live stream. Dude, that dude's still around? How about that? You once mentioned what type of mind you have. Please tell us again and spell it. Do you mean what they technically call my disability, hyperthymesia, where I don't forget basically anything? It's as annoying as it is anything else. Burnt toast, that's outstanding. I don't know if you meant to include a question in that, but that's awesome. Thank you very much for that support. Seriously, Stormy, I'm waiting on that text, girl. I would love to know what you meant. I would love to sit by a campfire and have a cigar with you. I'll be in your area early June. I don't know if we'll have a campfire to sit by, but we could enjoy a cigar. I know some places. And, oh God, rabbit hole. I mean, he typed it and he super chatted it, so I'm going to read it. But Rabbit Hole says, and God said unto Ben, make thee a ranch of observers. Rooms shalt thou make in the ranch. 2 of every observer shalt thou bring me into the ranch. Stormy says, Ben, don't vape. It's bad for you. No, everything else I was doing was bad for me. Do I look unhealthy? You know, Stormy, this is for you. I got a shout out from a Greg Braden post. Really? Like, are you really going to tell me this is worse for me than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, drinking vodka, smoking weed? All those things combined? I don't think so. It's not a weed vape, bro. I'm sober. Everything is bad for you. Enjoy life. That's funny. I will quit this too. No, you cannot soberly smoke weed. How ridiculous. How ridiculous. Mm. Popcorn lung these nuts. That's for people who have like this, like the giant smoke machines, or as somebody else said, those home brews that aren't exactly kosher. No, no. You read one thing on the internet and got scared, or you listened to one doctor say something and he let it scare you. What did that doctor have to say about the COVID shot? Ragtag says, me and Rabbit Hole should get free entry into the ranch. You're going to need gestures for laughter. You mean gestures? That's what a J, bro. But no, I got what you meant. Yeah, you guys can have free entry into the ranch. You can come hang out. I'll give you a day pass. Give you a day pass. Thank you, Les TV. Appreciate that. What guilty pleasure food will I miss the most? Everything gluten. I haven't had gluten in a long time. I think I'm like getting more fun out of watching the live chat than I am anything else. What do I think the new age will be like? Harshest, man. Dude, harsh, terrible. But those who survive that and pay the price will unquestionably seed the next generation. Hmm. I can get Chinese space balloons over my house right now. I've gotten to a point where I don't even know what half these people are asking me anymore. And the other half are talking about marijuana. How old was I the first time I inhaled the Hobbit's leaf? 20. Ragtag says I'm white, but I'll identify as whatever. I hope that's a callback to that freaking moron who's like, why can only Caucasian people join your cult? Well, there's certainly no stupid people allowed here, that's for sure. Clown. Dude paid me like $10 to say that. It's ridiculous. Oh, your internet went down about after your rebar question. I hear there's something called fiberglass rebar, and it's not electrically conductive. It's the best answer I got for that. Did you guys really miss that? Oh man, I thought that was like the best answer we've had yet on the thing because so many people have asked it in the past. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. I also don't know what a cult is. It's like those people who are out there calling conservative Jews Nazis. Like these people don't actually know what the words they say actually mean. It's okay. Rabbit hole statements that don't age well. I love to travel. I love long walks on the beach. Also, shout out to my new bro Ragtag, always down to hang. You guys should both email me and give me permission to send the other one your email. If you want, you guys could put your emails there in the chat, but I also don't recommend that either because you're going to have 1,000 emails tomorrow. And as somebody who wakes up to that every day, cannabinoids and stem cells, you don't know everything, Ben. Shut up, Keith Floyd. Yeah, I do know about that stuff. The problem is, I don't need stem cells right now. Okay? I'm a freaking beast. Okay? I want to hear this crap. And I wasn't talking about the medicinal things that are absolutely real. I was talking about sobriety and clarity of mind, not the ability to think from other perspectives and think of things you never thought of before. I may not have tried the Hobbit's Leaf until I was 20 years old, but I've tried plenty since then. I have seen everything. I have been to the land of the gods enough times that last time I was there, they were like, dude, you just go take a break. Just go take a break. You don't know everything. Shut up, Keith. Talking about sobriety and clarity of mind. All love, D&B. Clint Clark. Yeah, it was kind of funny, wasn't it? Thank you, Vic, as well. Then leave, Greg. Leave. Beta. Like anybody who can't take like some serious ribbing right now, what do you think the earth and the sun is getting ready to do to you? If you are that much of a snowflake, Greg, you guys ever watch The Fifth Element? What was that thing that Chris Tucker does? Snowflake. Like seriously, I'm sick of snowflakes. If you don't have an idea of your head about what's coming, that's on you. If you do know what's coming and you're snowflaking like this, I have nothing to say to you. Nothing to say to you at all. Don't show up at the ranch either. I'll melt you like a snowflake you are. Always wanted to live in the old Wild West. Looks like I'm going to get my chance. It's going to be like Mad Max. Yeah. So good luck, snowflakes. Thank you. Well-timed, Baby Yoda. Like piggybacking. I got Baby Yoda on my back. Jedi. I'm liking all the people who are putting the laughter signals on. They get it. Watching this guy slip into narcissistic madness. Dan of the Wild, thanks for your $2, clown. Hey, Dan of the Wild, why don't you keep paying me to insult me, dumbass? Seriously, like, I will eat this up all day long. Anybody who wants to pay me to insult me, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know how much you think it's going to get to me. Thank you, Miss Mary. That's one of the greatest movies ever. If you haven't watched Fifth Element, if you haven't seen it, go watch Fifth Element. And the moment you see Chris Tucker do that, you're going to burst out laughing. I promise. Commercial. Since the internet dumped, what modern day tech thing, whatever, won't survive? I wish would. I had said generators to that before. The advent of look at me just jump right back into it. Now I'm the scientist again. The advent of electricity is really what turned a harsh world into the world it is today. It really made the difference in everything. It really, really did. Definitely generators. Thoughts on East Palestine, Ohio train incident is terrible. I mean, what else can I say? It's absolutely terrible. Terrible. Baby Yoda, like, that's funny, but it's not funny. He says he's going to adjust his screen color so my hair looks blue. Yeah, that's a good one, I guess. What would you guys do if I just showed up with dyed hair like a Denver wanker one day? Hey, have I ever mentioned Denver sucks? Oh, Ben's a narcissist. Lilu Dallas multipass. Love it. Yes, I learn. That's funny, Snoopy. I like that. I appreciate that. That's funny. Ragtag says, never did it, but I'm putting some heroin in my cave. I'm afraid to read the rest of this, just in case my location is bad. I can be chill with the inevitable. I mean, okay. Oh, I know. Chris Tucker is on the passenger list for Epstein's plane. That's disappointing. Doesn't mean he wasn't funny in that movie and many others. Waynard says, be a samurai, put none out of your heart, then do what needs to be done. You're not wrong. It's good to see you here, by the way, brother. Was wondering when you would arrive. I have newer John Deere tractor. How the hell can I protect from an EMP? Super big ground rod. Suggestions, please. It's probably going to be okay in the solar kill shot. In a micro nova, no. There's really nothing we're going to do with that. And even if you could, where are you going to get the fuel or the electricity? I mean, I don't even know. Are the newer John Deere's electric vehicles? I don't know. I wouldn't think they are, but I mean, it's not like you're going to have fuel to run the thing anyway. In just the solar kill shot, it should be okay, Judy. I want people to try to rip on me again. That was funny. The picture on the whiteboard behind me, this is a satellite view of Observer Ranch. If you mean that one over there, that's a picture of a bird my wife likes. Oh, Dan of the Wild, thank you. Keep paying me money. How are you going to ride out the apocalypse in a trailer that doesn't have a basement? Who says I'm going to be in a trailer, moron? Windstorm kick up and you can hear your tin roof flapping on stream. All right. Thank you for the $5 again, Dan. Appreciate that. You can feel free to keep paying me to insult me so I can keep intellectually bitch slapping you back into your place. I'm not going to be in a trailer. I'm going to be in a bunker. You're going to be dead. Enjoy. Moron. But keep paying me to try to insult me. Or if you really want to get bold, try and test me on some science. I will intellectually respond, and then I will bitch slap you around verbally like I have been doing. Oh, Stormy, you don't have to do that. That's funny, though. I appreciate it. Stormy, just let them come. Just let them come. Jay, thank you very much. Appreciate you. I'll put you in the communications loop for the floating Earth ship. CAD and engineering included. Totally doable. Yes. We should jump on a call and talk about it. That would make, I'm willing to bet, if I can get serious for just a moment, just one. I think a lot of these folks would love a video with you and me talking about that 3D Earth ship you're printing that floats. I think a lot of people who are watching this would be interested in that. You might find yourself with a business. Jay Ducky, I don't care. Bit rude. You snowflake? Do you have any idea what the Earth and Sun are about to do to you? You better toughen up, dude. Seriously. Jay Ducky. Quack, 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 quack. While we're quoting movies here. Seriously, virtual cockpit, like you might find yourself with a business there. Branded observer house. I like it. I'm loving this. All right, Stormy's texting me. You're good, Stormy. At least you're not telling me not to vape anymore. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that. Rick B. Hello, sir. How does Ohio fare? Should we head South by Southwest ASAP? Upon word, tactical observation, or do we hug it out and pray? If you're going to stay there, prepare to float. In the continental United States, in North America, the New Valley of the Sun's the best place to be. And, if you go northward along the eastern range of the Rockies, that's not bad either. You stop vaping. You're a towel. Ben, my old drill sergeant compete in my mind to keep me motivated. Ben and my old drill sergeant compete in my mind to keep me motivated. I like that, Todd. That's funny. Karen, thank you for the teal pear. I love the teal pear. I really do. Wouldn't it be fun if the ARC exhibit in Tennessee actually worked and would float and smile? Yeah, that'd be nice. Yes, Catherine, the sun is going to do that. Ragtag, he might be a dirtbag, but he's not you. Seriously, I want that beta male tool bag to come back and pay me money to keep trying to insult me in the most amateurish way possible. Good night, Space Case Zero. NM, thank you very much. His mommy took his phone away. Do I have any suggestions on how to quit smoking? I only smoke American Spirit. They cost more, but they're not hard on the lungs. I agree. I smoked Marlboro Smooths for a long time. Then I smoked American Spirits. This is the only thing that got me off of them. Granted, when I got off of them, they were Esco bars, and now they're Elf bars. You're welcome for the free promotion, clowns. But damn, I should have made them pay me for that. Anyway, although you can't exactly advertise for stuff like that. But yeah, this is how I quit smoking cigarettes. 19 years. There's something in my eye. Ninja Bat says they found many underground cities on many continents with vent pipes and irrigation systems. True. Can you theorize how they manage the flooding and overlays of mud and sediment? Most of those ones they found are not right next to the ocean. They're all at pretty substantial elevation, or are far enough away from the ocean that they might have, been okay with it. You don't find those right next to the beach, which is why they're going to find an underground city in Colorado 12,000 years from now. And thank you, Jay. Denver does suck. What's the best and most affordable part of Colorado to move to, considering near future events? Some of the cheap areas around Walsenburg aren't bad. There's something of a meth problem in the area, but that's what guns are for. Yeah. Only I can call people dirtbag. Otherwise, it's communications appropriation. Nick, you must have missed this when I said it earlier. If that place at 4,363 feet is close to you, if that looks like it's the best place you can get to, doesn't sound too terrible to me. And if it's already taken an electric discharge, chances are it's not going to do it again. Apparently, Dan ran out of money, so I'll try an insult. Humans won't go extinct, but your hairstyle should have in the 90s. Oh. Okay. Okay. You don't like the crown? You don't like the crown? Your name's PPC. I don't know what to say. Your name is PPC on Discord. There's only so much. Now Stormy, stop it. Stop distracting me in the middle of the live stream. Any year-round RV parks in the area? A couple. Observer Ranch will be year-round. Absolutely. Anybody want to come try their hand at winter? Off-grid? That's like a whole YouTube channel in itself right there. I want to answer that question. Oh, hi, Ralph. I want to answer that question last week for 10 points. 777 is the answer, the day of rest. We're just going to go with yes. You type in 777. I'm going to say yes. Any plans for observer events in Missouri? No. Just no. Sorry. Stormy says she likes my hair. So there. PPC. Yes, virtual cockpit, shoot me an email. Would be pumped to have the discussion. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a really good idea. Man, did I miss one somewhere? Burnt toast. Now that is quite the thing right there. That is serious. I like that, buddy. Burnt toast, you're kind of on fire right now. Any thoughts about Gordon Hancock and his Netflix documentary? I feel like there are some parallels. Denver blows. One, Denver does suck. Two, I'm pretty sure it's Graham Hancock, and so does he. Yes, there are some parallels, but he's stuck on this impactor theory, which I've gone over so many times about why it's wrong. That, and I've talked to every catastrophist alive, friendly with them too. Doug Vogt, and some that aren't alive, like Robert Felix, Nassim, Greg Braden, David Wilcock. I've had some interactions with Jimmy from Bright Insight. I've talked to literally everybody. Graham Hancock's the only one who has just refused to entertain the notion. I've got interviews with Randall Carlson. He's in the first video of the playlist, part of the interview I did with him. Graham Hancock's a corn muffin, and Denver sucks. Rose Bliss says, I love it when you're in a saucy mood like this. I like it too. It's more fun this way. I don't care what kind of snowflakes doesn't like it. Thanks, Ben. I've been watching you about 8 years now. Thank you for your knowledge and for sharing. Appreciate you, Rose. Thank you very much. Scroll fail again. Global flood evidence does line up with flips, Dan the Wild. Keep paying me. Keep paying me, bro. Keep paying me, dude. This is getting hilarious right now. You, like, every time you super chat something like this, you're basically holding up a sign that says, I'm a loser who doesn't do my homework. And I have a small penis. Get your girl out of my DMs, clown. Vic says, how would Observer Ranch fare with impacts during the big event? Most of them are going to be in the Pacific and in Asia. It's going to be just fine. Damn, burnt toast. That's like a hippo transformer. Look at that thing. Ben, are you getting sick? You sound stuffy and you're sniffling a lot. It's the middle of winter. Yeah, I'm fine. I have 3 children who are in school. Trust me, I'm fine. If you could have seen me in the gym this morning, you wouldn't have asked that. I went beast mode in there today. Economics professor wants to bet people about EOW scenarios. Might you take him up on that? I don't know what EOW is. I have absolutely no idea what EOW is. Send me an email, though. Wants to bet people. Oh, end of world scenarios? Shoot me an email with some of that information. I love to cram 1 or 2 down his throat. Yeah, that might be fun. Let me see what he's actually saying, though. Yeah, I know David Talbot. I know all the Thunderbolts. Did you guys know Walt Thornhill died last week? February 7th, we lost Walt Thornhill. He and I have had me and the Thunderbolts in general have had some disagreements over the last couple of years, which is why I was their headline speaker for 3 straight EU conferences and then never another word with them again. But I don't feel like bad-mouthing them tonight, especially because they just lost Walt Thornhill. Can I come downstate New York or Philadelphia or anywhere near New Jersey on my tour? Kind of unlikely. We like put it out there. We put it out there who wants to host us, and we got a bunch of people in those cities that are on the list. No other ones. Verdi is fun tonight, isn't it? Ragtag, I'm wintering up right now in an RV, no power. Sup? You should be making a YouTube channel. What's the best movie to watch for an accurate depiction of the end of the world? 2012? No. There's no good movies on what's going to happen. I haven't seen one that accurately depicts what's going to happen. Unfortunately. David M., thank you very much. What do I think of SSGEOS? I'm supposed to have any idea what the heck that is. He got a lot of attention for supposedly predicting the Turkey earthquake. First of all, I have no idea who that is. I don't know what to say. Is there a planet behind the sun called Nibiru? No, Catherine. 1,000 years from now, the scriptures will record, and God came unto Ben and said, tell the people to watch the playlist. Blasphemy, haram, bro. Or sister in this case, Monique. It is funny, but no. I'm not special like that. I have no direct line to God. Thank you, Mike S. Appreciate you. Did anybody think it was funny when I called that Dan loser a beta male and told him to get his girl on my DMs? That's my favorite response to trolls now. Because most of them are dumb enough that it takes them a second. It takes them a second. All my friends have always said I'm a mountain man. Right on. We'll flip the earth and find out. I like it, Rag. David M says, if Turkey was 7.8, what do I expect before Noah? Multiple magnitude 9 earthquakes across the globe. What about moonfall? Never seen it. If anybody wants to comment to Clint Clark on what they think about moonfall, please feel free to go ahead and do so. Paula, thank you for the teal pair. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I always appreciate the teal pair. Love it. Jace, that's funny. Thank you, Jose. And B. Bruce. Ben, at exactly what time do we drink the punch? Punch has too much sugar. Drink water is my answer. That's definitely a cocaine sniffle. Same with Steven Crowder. He 100% did cocaine and switched to Adderall. No question. Absolutely not. Unequivocally no, PPC. Unequivocally no. I've seen people on cocaine. There's no way to be as coherent. And I mean, you don't see me bouncing around like this. You don't see me looking around like crazy. If you're being funny, it is funny. If you're not being funny, you have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. You ever seen that video of Hitler doing this at the Olympics? The livestock and pets were acting strangely before the quake. Bet they were. For instance, dogs spin in circles and crap to the magnetic north most of the time. Yes, they do. I remember that paper when that came out. I was like, what? So then I started watching my dogs after that. And I was like, I'll be damned. How about that? It's true. Bearcat, Kool-Aid is just as much sugar as punch. I don't know what... I'm messing with you, man. All right. Catherine Newman, what's causing the earth to turn backwards and causing the sun to be... The earth is not turning backwards. What are you talking about, Catherine? Who have you been listening to on the internet? Stop it. You've been listening to some idiots on the internet. Earth is not turning backwards, and neither is the core. And if you think that, stop skipping my videos and then typing things like you think you know something. Stop listening to idiots on the internet, Catherine. Oh, Dan's back. Joke is on you. I don't have a girl. Is that joke really on me, or is that just like the ultimate self-own right there? Did you just own yourself? Did you just pwn yourself on the internet like that while trying to pwn me? Everybody just start laughing at Dan of the Wild at this point. I feel bad for you. How you not going to have a girl, bro? What are you doing? Honestly. Oh, I know what you're doing. Paying me money and telling the world you can't get a girl, clown. Miss Brady, old lady, we know different, Ben. You deny too much. That's really just... ambiguous. Why don't you get some guts and tell me what you mean by that, so I can intellectually treat you like I am Dan? Thank you, PPC. He was joking. Observerville or Phantom Canyon? What? Phantom Canyon. That name is ringing a bell from something. By the way, Observerville is an area within the New Valley of the Sun. It's not the official name, but if you draw a triangle between Penrose, Colorado, Westcliff, and I don't know, Walsenburg or Colorado City, I can't even begin to tell you how many observers are moving there. We taking over one city at a time. I don't remember who sings that song, but I can't get that one out of my head sometimes. Wait, Phantom Canyon. Okay, wait a minute. There's a place downtown here in the Springs, Phantom Canyon Brewery. They got a good steak. That's where I know that name from. If that's not the Phantom Canyon you mean, like, my bad. My bad, man. Ragtag says he declares Dan the new Karen on here. Now, I do want to say we've had a couple of people actually named Karen who are like super cool on here, but he means in terms of like the slanderous colloquial term for liberal women whining about whatever the hell they feel like whining about that day. David M. So magnitude 9 Big Burb is for after EMP and before NOAA only. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when the crust starts shifting, you ain't going anywhere. You better be where you're going to be. Put it that way. Wild Things, thank you for the teal pair. I appreciate that. Burnt Toast says, Ben and team really is the only legitimate source of information I trust. That's appreciated. Thank you. Been learning since 2011, and what a journey it has been. Man, anybody who's been here since 2011. DJ Khaled, thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. It was DJ Khaled. The dude who just screams his name at the beginning of every one of his songs. Burnt Toast, I appreciate that. Anybody who's actually been around since 2011 or even 2012, it has been quite the ride. Tiger says, hey, Ben, I've been watching for so long. I absolutely love everything you do. I have known all this was coming since I was little. Do you think we can subconsciously feel the planet moving faster? Maybe. I can't, but, maybe. I very consciously see the planet becoming more degenerate, that's for sure. Imagine if all observers got together, put all their money together, and bought a giant piece of land in Colorado and moved there to survive. That'd be awesome. That would be totally awesome. Be super cool, actually. Ben Burnt Toast said that dogs crap to the north after spinning in circles. Yeah, he did. I agreed with him. I reported the paper on that several years ago. Deer and rabbit will also do similar things. Golden seal extract is a natural antibiotic that's great for mucous membranes, or a cup of cistus tea, aka rock rose tea, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. Thanks for the information, Monique. Appreciate that. I'm sure somebody's going to get use out of that. Yeah, Ralph, you didn't know you were in for a comedy show and a concert, did you? And a snowflake melting. Oh my God, Dan is back. Ben, you're going to embarrass yourself on Bears Vid. I don't know, man. I've been embarrassing you for the last 30 minutes. You've been embarrassing yourself. Go ahead and tell everyone again how you don't have a girl. First of all, Bear has been very respectful, and he seems to be a pretty nice individual. I think he and I are going to have a good time. All I can say is, if it is an act, which I don't think it is, let's just say for the hypothetical, Bear Independent is acting and pretending to be nice to me and he tries to come at me in any kind of intellectual way on the show, it's going to go about as well as when NASA tries to come after me like that. It hasn't gone well for them. David M., is there time between Red Sun and Crush Shift Quake? A couple days. Good question. Jonas, it's almost 3 a.m. here. We're just getting started, buddy. Just getting started, bruv. Wes, thank you for the teal pair. I scrolled like a moron, but I saw it. Where is it? There it is. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate that. I know, Clint. He should just take the L, but he won't. He should just take the L. I love that saying, too. Oh, do you know what I shouldn't like, but I find so hilarious? Those blanks posting L's accounts. Yeah, they're cruel. They can be cruel, but they're so funny. They're so funny. Sandy, thank you for the teal pair. I could literally watch teal pairs just go up and down the chat all night long. All night I could watch that. Hold on, wait. Hippificational says, Ben, I figured out how they move the giant megalithic blocks. They use giant hydrogen balloons to move them. How'd they isolate hydrogen and put them into balloons? Like, I can't tell if you're joking or if you're being serious, but like, how do they make balloons? Just going to presume you're kidding. Jose says, thanks. How about Mexico City in the future? Pacific's not going to treat it very well. And any big city at all is going to be a challenge because of the complete collapse of infrastructure and resources and how many people. And if I'm not mistaken, Mexico City is the biggest in the world. That's a scary situation. I mean, imagine all water distribution, food distribution, all infrastructure like that collapses, and you're in the middle of Mexico City. That sounds terrifying. PPC on Discord says I should be doing Twitter Spaces. You know what? If I hit 20,000 followers on Twitter, I'll do a Twitter Space. I've seen them. They look interesting. I got to learn a little bit about how to do them. But I'll do Twitter Space if I hit 20,000 followers on Twitter. Absolutely. Songbird, what did Stormy say? Okay. Rabbit Hole. Hey, Ben, since the Earth is flat when the sun is in retrograde and the house of Jupiter aligned with Pluto, is my area safe during the disaster? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of there's like this meme on Twitter. It's like, if you take all the new pronouns plus something Joe Biden, how much climate change do you have? I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's hilarious. David, the sun will be red/black for about 3 days. 3 days. Rabbit Hole, that was funny, by the way. Is there any device, mechanism, or light wave frequency to see the levels of accumulating dust on the sun? No, and I don't think that they're going to accumulate too terribly until the actual galactic magnetic reversal point in the sheet comes and disrupts the electrical activity in the photosphere. Because as long as that is still ongoing, yes, they can detect more dust in the interplanetary space. Yes, they can detect more dust in the outermost layer of the corona. But they don't detect any more in the lower corona, the chromosphere, the photosphere, because that electrical activity, the photoluminescence, the solar wind is still pushing it out from the sun. When that goes down, that's when we're going to really see that accumulation get there. Good question, though. Which martial arts do you train and practice? I did Kempo about 4 years. But to be perfectly honest, I'm spending a lot more time in the gym recently than I am practicing my martial art. Kempo's awesome. Like, it's the kind of thing where, like, if you're good at jujitsu or Muay Thai, you're gonna mess me up. Like, really mess me up. If you're just some random dude in the bar who's had a couple of beers and you're like, I'm gonna pick a fight with somebody, pick someone else. Anyway, is there any evidence that the other planets have a history of tilting back and forth? If the answer is in the playlist, I missed that part. Yes, the answer is in the playlist, but we have a video all about Mars crustal shift and the evidence for that. Uranus is tilted on its side right now. Yeah, I think that there's probably some good evidence elsewhere as well, but we also don't have great ways to study the other planets like that yet. Dan, thank you for keep paying me to be a dumbass. Bruce proved you wrong. 1, who's Bruce? 2, no, he didn't. I don't need to know who he is, but no, he didn't. Who is Bruce? You know what? Don't tell me who Bruce is. I don't care. Why don't you go back to Pornhub, Dan of the Wild? Bruce is Dan's boyfriend. I like that. That's why Dan doesn't have a girl. He's dating Bruce. I understand. I understand. Congratulations for coming out of the closet on my show here, Dan of the Wild. That really, really takes guts, and I admire you for that. You're still a bitch, but whatever. Yeah. That is funny, isn't it? That is funny. Sorry, Pine Tree. I said it. I'm sticking with 20,000. Jen, you can hear my kids? By the way, I like that you have 777 at the back of your username. Dan, you're back again? Graham Bruce Hancock proved you wrong. Like, all right, I honestly, I think I'm going to change my opinion. Now he's just trying to be funny. Dude, I have eaten Graham Hancock's lunch. That dude has nothing on me. If every observer right now wants to go tell Graham Hancock Ben is calling him out, go ahead. Dan, what I've been doing to you the last 45 minutes is nothing compared to what I do live with Graham Hancock. Nothing. And in case Dan of the Wild, boyfriend of Bruce, if you haven't seen it yet, something else that keeps showing up in addition to this happening every 12,000 years is nova level isotopes, the magnetic excursion, the global volcanoes, the tropical hydroclimate events. The impactor theory cannot come close to explaining all of the evidence, and the only quintessential great demand of a proper and good catastrophist is explain all the evidence. Don't cherry pick what you like. Don't be too afraid to change your paradigm because you still need to sell the book you wrote 20 something years ago that you've never updated. Clown. I'm enjoying this. Like, I honestly think there's a chance that Dan of the Wild is literally just trying to like give me a window here. 3 days red sun or 3 days of darkness prophecies. I think it's going to turn. David, man, you could just watch the playlist or get one of my books. The sun's going to turn red and then quickly turn black. It'll be approximately 3 days of darkness if I had to guess. Brad, thank you very much for the flying teal pair. Love it. It's a nice break from me cleaning Dan's clock over here. Ben, I know you talked about Tennessee and Kentucky area, but can you explain the severity of flood one more time, please? Are we talking hundreds of feet? Yeah, but it's going to start at your feet, and then it's going to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. Yes, you will be able to float away. If you're there and you have something that floats, you will be able to float away. Problem is you can only take so much stuff on something that floats with you. You probably can't take all your provisions, all your stored water, all your guns, all your seeds, all your clothes, all your everything. And you don't know where you're going to end up. It's plausible I can guarantee you hundreds of thousands maybe of people will survive this initial event just floating away. It's definitely not the easiest way to do it. Perrin, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're going to do this just a couple more minutes, by the way. Ben, who runs your website? Because I'm having problems logging onto it, or can I email you with my username to see what the problem is? Diego, there hasn't been a membership side to suspiciousobservers.org in like 7 months, bro. It's been a long time. And you should check, because you definitely shouldn't still be getting charged for it. Yeah, I stopped doing the app and the Suspicious Observers private site back in August. Luckily, the app is not shut down. Todd runs that from 9rec.com. And if you're not getting app alerts, I don't know what's going on with you. I'm getting app alerts every day. Rabbit hole, what will the micronova look like coming our way? Oh, I've got a good animation for that. I throw it up every once in a while. I mean, it looked like a planetary nebula coming at us from the sun. What color? I don't know. 07, yes, I've seen that thing from Doug Vogt. I have discussed that thing from Doug Vogt. And the idea that Europe and Africa take the flash was first stated by me on this channel. I told him my thoughts and he agreed, and then somehow came up with a different reason for why. But I like Doug Vogt a lot. He's a great guy. He and I have some very significant disagreements about how this whole thing is going to play out. That's what I have to say. I saw Dan wrote something else. I'm going to get to it eventually. Dan, watching you get just annihilated all night here is literally it's funnier than the government trying to pull this fake alien invasion psyop and nobody caring. Thank you, Deborah. Detroit Deadpool says, probably a dumb question. If the sun turns black, how much light would be escaping from the blackness, if you will? Enough to tell where the sun is in the sky. But I mean, picture somebody put a sackcloth on the sun that couldn't burn. It's not a dumb question at all, by the way. Up next, somebody says they got a crazy question. A whole bunch of letters and numbers is the username. You said cosmic radiation can change DNA. Blue eyes come from someone about 10,000 years ago. No idea how accurate that number is. What if blue eyes came from a micronova? Literally, if they ever came out with like evidence to support that, there's no part of me that would deny it or not believe it at all. Significant DNA changes are coming. And now we get down to the everlasting cuck of the evening. Dan of the Wild, what in the world do you want? Elliot in Santa Barbara proves you wrong too. I don't know who Elliot is, and I don't care who Elliot is. Pay me $2 more and tell me who Elliot is. Clown. Nobody has ever proved this wrong. Moron. Connie, thank you for the teal pair. Love it. Baby Yoda, may your pipes not freeze this year. If they were going to freeze, they would have frozen the -20 event we had. But I knew it was coming. Planet Earth will be full of pirates. Be aware. Yes, it will. Mad Max-ish. That's an alert I'm going to ignore. Water will start at my feet for how many days? It's going to rise. David, do you really not want to watch the playlist, man? With as much money as you've put in here, like you could have bought my book at this point. It will start at your feet, and over the next 12 hours, it will just keep rising and rising and rising. Foot a minute. Just caught, yeah, I'll go through this tomorrow. Revelations 6:15 and 16 tells us where the billionaires will be. Yes, it does, doesn't it, Jersey? Yes, it does. Subcoder. With all I've learned about wearing crystals, which do you find most helpful or impactful? I couldn't tell you really. Some of the things that I've thought of, I've heard other people say. oh, I respond better to this one or this one. I think that that's something you really got to play with. I think that that's more personal than a lot of people realize, and a lot of it depends on what you need. Do you need negative energy blocking? Do you need energy amplification? Um, I would say play around with it yourself and really kind of figure that stuff out. When you wear or are around something that really speaks to you, you'll know. When you know, you'll know. I just see Dan posted something else. Mad Max pops in his mind, but not Waterworld. I have mentioned Waterworld before. Dan, you really suck at this. Where did all the good trolls go? Like, at least challenge me in some kind of way. Like, at least make it hard for me to make you look like a little bitch, Dan. It's too easy. PPC, I appreciate that. Crack one open, man. I don't drink anymore, but I'll cheers to you. David M. I don't believe you're doing this again. I read much too slowly, Ben. I bought a 12-foot Zodiac. You know the one apostrophe is feet, right? You have a 12-foot Zodiac? That's crazy. David, then watch the playlist. Watch the playlist, man. A lot of your questions get answered, man. I'm trying to save you money. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But, like, imagine taming a bear after the event. I don't think you should try. That's funny, Clint. Imagine running up on Dan from the wild, just smacking the bejesus out of him after the event. All right, that's cute. You guys hear my little one? The sound of him laughing is just so cute. It's interesting. My older two come up here and, like, they're not doing anything nefarious. They're just talking normally. I get so mad. That my little one. Oh. All right, enough of that. Where's Dan of the Wild again? I need to slap something. Is it possible for magnetic reversals to happen without the Earth flipping? I don't know. Why is the field weakening? Because of the galactic current sheet. You could read the book or watch the playlist. The galactic current sheet arrived about 163 years ago, triggered the sun into the Carrington event. That very same year, Earth's magnetic field began shifting and weakening. The galactic current sheet is imparting the galactic magnetic reversal upon our solar system. And that is what is the cause of all the Earth changes, the changes on the other planets, the changes on the sun, and the changes in the interplanetary space, which, again, is all found at the playlist. Marlena, thank you very much, and nice photo. Careful, Marlena. You're going to have all the dudes here trying to hit you up. Shoot your shot, observers. Dude, I'm on fire right now. Sean's already at it. Look at that. That's awesome. Shoot your shot, observers. It's kind of funny. All right, guys. Sharon, I do not cover crystals in the book. I am certainly not an expert on crystals. Sigmund Fred. Oh, hey, buddy. Up until the event, I feel safe in a steel boat, well grounded and insulated interior. Am I wrong? Up until the event? Yeah, that's not bad. Just make sure you see the event coming. Otherwise, that's going to be a steel box of lightning. Rabbit Hole says, I witnessed the last event. The ocean haunts me. I had when I was a kid, I would have dreams about it. Little bro. That's little baby Adam right there. You guys know my boys are named Adam and Noah, right? What is the disconnect with science and the creation story 6,000 to 8,000 years ago? Well, first of all, I think there's a lot more that happened in between Noah and Adam and Eve than we realize. And the disconnect with science and creation story is disappearing. As a man of science, as a man of mathematics, I cannot ignore the statistical significance of the correlations between what I'm actually seeing take place in the world and what these books tell me is going to happen to the population. What my math and science says the sun and earth should do, and what that book says the sun and earth should do. It's at the point where there's so much overlap. As a man of science and math, I have no choice but to be like, all right, well, I guess science and religion are the exact same thing, just told from different stories, and they've been misunderstanding one another forever. Anne says, after pole shift and water recedes, will there be a flash freeze? In one part of the world, yes. One moment. This notification I will not ignore. M-class solar flare. Enhance. If it goes higher, I'll be worried. It's a baby, don't worry. Everything's okay. Daddy's got you. Thanks for all you do. I've been watching for years and my eyes are open. Thank you, Mark B. Appreciate that. David M. How I prevent propane tanks from popping? I don't know if you can prevent that. It's not as much of an issue in the solar kill shot, but in the micronova, everything on Earth is going to have electric current surge through it. I don't know if there's a way to stop propane tanks from blowing. Well, hey, Dan of the Wild, how about this? I have 3 degrees, including 1 doctoral degree. I have peer-reviewed science papers. My textbook is used in several universities, and every time I have gone up against a PhD, I have made them my bitch, just like I've been doing to you all night long. Every single time. And now, there's over 250 people who work at NASA, who work at NOAA, who work in university departments, who watch this show. Most of them think I'm pretty funny too, by the way. Dan, I'll do this to you all night long, bro. All night long. Like, it's kind of unreal how pathetic you are. It really is. But keep paying me, dude. Keep paying me. It's fine. I've never seen somebody pay me so much money to so amateurishly attempt to get under my skin. Like, seriously, if Dan wasn't here, this entire live stream would be like way less funny. Like, you're also helping me entertain everyone. So I gotta be thanking you for being such a moron, Dan. Will south-facing houses still get winter sun? Depends which hemisphere you're in, my friend. Depends which hemisphere you're in. I don't know. Dan, don't worry, man. Bruce will cuddle you tonight. Everything will be okay. Can I reconcile the Antarctica alien base theory or anything regarding those ancient alien theories? I think humans were a lot more capable than we give them credit for. I do believe that aliens are real, and I do believe that they've been here. How to reconcile in a way that I would consider academically acceptable, I can't say. But the notions don't necessarily restrict one another. They don't necessarily conflict with one another. I don't know if that helps or if that's a good enough answer, but to the point where it would be at the same level of confidence I have with other things, I don't know how I would reconcile those. Thank you, David. Is that the best you got, Dan? Is that the best you got, Dan? All right, Dan, how about this? To my 3 ghosts out here. Find out who Dan is. Give me his last name. You should be scared now, Dan. Cyclone Steve. I'm scared of these people. You should be scared. Luckily for me, they like me. Cyclone Steve, not me. I use a knife to get under someone's skin. Oh, all right. Note to self, do not piss off Cyclone Steve. If he starts trolling me, just let him go. Diego, hello again. Do I think Payson, Arizona at 5,000 feet is a good place to be? 5,000 feet in Arizona is not terrible from a elevation and distance from water perspective. I don't know what your access to drinking water is there. I don't know necessarily what the population density is in Payson. Those are things to consider. But if you're specifically asking about the waters, yeah, I mean, sure. Arizona's biggest problem is not that kind of water, but drinking water in the aftermath. Yeah, and the guy, Jason, the ghosts won't dox them publicly. They'll just get at me in private, and I'm not going to do anything to them. Dan, in addition to all those people who do work for NASA and NOAA and the USGS and at universities, there are observers in the Pentagon. There are observers in Congress. There are observers in government. There are observers in law enforcement. There are observers everywhere. Just coming on and being a joking kind of guy is cool. You around with observers, you're in big trouble. For real. I hope you go have a great rest of your night. Thank you for letting me make you my bitch this evening. It's been a pleasure. Take the L and walk. I'm not planning on moving, says Cyclone Steve, so I'm an impasse. I'm at an impasse. Well, at least you got your knives, buddy. At least you got your knives. Like I said, I wouldn't want to piss that guy off. RRRLLL. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. I noticed Dan isn't talking anymore. Poor Dan. He spent all this money tonight to do this and almost got himself in real big trouble. Dan, you're like an OnlyFans client who thinks the girls actually care about you. How many boosters you get, Dan? Dan, I forgive you. I hope you do have a great rest of your night. And whatever the hell is actually wrong with you, whatever the hell is actually wrong in your life, I really hope you get it fixed. I really do. That's some sad shit right there. PPC, you're right. I'm surprised how many observers I have randomly met in real life. I'm surprised too at how many observers I randomly meet in real life. Built by E330. That's funny right there. That's funny. Stormy, why'd we hide Blue Gorilla? Was he repeating that question? I only saw it once. Is there an archaeological evidence, cave art, that demonstrates changes in the star patterns from an Earth shift? No, and I don't think there would be because the stars in the sky don't really change. And in terms of like, oh, like this cave art, like in this part of the world is clearly showing this constellation, but it shouldn't be showing this constellation. In terms of cave art, there's nothing really that sophisticated that we know of. I won't say it doesn't exist, but there's nothing like that we know of. Man, that's a really cool question, Sean. McCrae Condor. Not tonight, I haven't. Tonight I've been making money off Dan of the Wild. Crawl back in your hole, bruv. Will ammunition explode during the micronova? It's possible. It's possible ammunition could go popcorn. It should be as easy as just putting it in a plastic case. For real. Should be just as easy as putting it in a plastic case. I'm also not going to sit here and guarantee you every bullet's going to go popcorn in that situation. It's just a risk, something that should pop into your head when you're thinking about electricity inducing into things that are metal. And by the way, do y'all notice Dan left? I miss you, Dan. He's getting cuddled by Bruce. I wonder if Dan is the big spoon or the little spoon. Dan, are you the big spoon or the little spoon? Pay me $2 to tell me. Anyway. All right, guys. I've literally been doing this for more than 2 hours. This is by far the longest live stream. Yes, it was cut in half because my internet jerked around the first time. This has been fun. This has been fun. Guys, thank you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And as you may or may not have guessed, I will see you in the morning for the Daily Show. Be safe, everyone.